So, another interview, like, this is Dave Bursey from Vertical.
Hey.
Vertical.
Vertical, in French. En français.
Excuse-moi. He's a collaborator for CHR. We send him a bunch of holds every now and then, and he writes his stuff and it comes in. The first set we did was the Tucson's, right?
It's Tucson's, yeah.
Yeah, which we're yet to review because they keep falling off the wall. You actually put too much weight on them. So this is like part 3. We know, as Jodie's going to be here in a couple of weeks' time, we'll have Jodie Mile on camera as well, and we're just going to talk about holds, not about life, the universe, and everything. We're going to talk holds. So, obviously, Dave Bursey. Dave, name and job.
Hey, my name is David Bursey. I am head route setter at Vertical Reality in Ottawa, and yeah, that's my name and job.
Is that it?
That's it.
So, we'll get straight down to it. Let's go through holds and hold companies.
All right.
You know CHR, we're very unbiased with everything. You're obviously a commercial route setter, so therefore you can know the ins and outs day to day of climbing holds, right?
Yeah.
So we'll go with one you're not going to like straight off, is Nitros, because I know you don't have too much stuff.
Not too much Nitros. All we have right now is the Sentinel and the Juggernaut.
Now,
so the two smaller volume.
I know the Sentinel from Mech.
Yeah.
Because they were selling it, I think it was like $199, and I've always looked at it and thought that might be a fun volume to have. You know, there's a couple of flat spots for bolt-ons, but I don't know. It's like, it's one of those natural feature kind of shapes for me, and I kind of wish they'd kept it as a bolt-on natural feature rather than sticking the flat spots on.
Yeah.
What's it for you?
I agree with that. To me, a volume is either big flat surfaces that you can put holds where you want it,
Okay.
or bigger holds that you can't add extra holds to it. And these guys are kind of a mix match in between. A lot of flat spots to put holds on it, but not in the right spots. And using it on your own, it spices up the wall a bit, but
if I remember, it's like with the shape, it's like there's 2 bolt holes and then there's 1 bolt hole. So I think you can only put 3 on it.
You can only put 3.
Yeah,
and they come with the 3 piggyback holds on it.
Yeah, little tiny ones.
Yeah. And yeah, the stuff that they come with is just not that good to me. But I'm sure there's some use for it somewhere.
Let's kick with climate.
I love climbing. they have.
Fuck, you and Dustin are both really bad.
No.
Dustin's like 2 for 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 all the time.
Okay, well, we don't have the Tufas. We have pretty much the entire Waco series right now. Literally every foothold that they make, and everything that they have in roof jugs. And since we have a lot of overhanging terrain, we need those roof jugs, and they're great. They're not abnormally large that you can put 2 hands and a heel in it, but you know, there's some good direction to it. There's some right hand, left hand bias to it. They're good. Like they're solid holds.
How do you find the texture on those? Because I've heard that it kind of, you know, when you first get them, the texture's really good. And bear in mind, I'm the climate rep. They're really good texture, but once they chalk up, they do get a little bit slippy.
They do get slippy. Big thing with texture for me is at our gym we use pressure washer holds, and I find that the texture does wear down pretty quick. Once they're on the wall, yeah, they do lose some texture. I don't think that's a big problem. After a comp, when there's been a lot of pawing to it, yeah, they're slick. For me, the big problem is washing them with a pressure washer wears down that texture pretty quick.
A little bit, okay. Next one, as you're wearing their t-shirt, not that you can see the logo, but it's on the back.
There it is.
Like a company that I feel responsible for bringing back from the grave, because I hassled Clark for years and years to bring back Pusher. So, Pusher holds.
Thanks for the hassling. They were one of the first.
one of
one of the bigger innovators, and I think some of my favorite out there. You know, just take the Boss. That's this. Okay, I see. This historic mound of a hold. I have an original Boss. Yeah. From the original mold. Like I have it. The one that you need 4 guys to put up. Yeah, I need it weighs 35 pounds, but I think I have the only Boss from the original mold because the mold was a bit degraded. I have the original Boss downstairs in the basement. Original mold before they had to redo the mold in urethane, right? The first one that actually got poured in urethane. So it's the original. Like it's dude. The full back, yeah. Yeah. No. It's hollow. It's hollow back. Yeah. Hollow back. Hollow back. Yeah. It's hollow back. It still weighs 35 pounds. But it's still one of my favourite holds. Yeah, it's one of my favourite holds. Other holds that we have a few balls series that are pretty cool. Limestone, spectacular series of holds. One of my favourite, because next company I'm going to ask you about is obviously Revolution, because Revolution and Pusher are the same. Yeah. They get poured in the same place. And you know, Pusher dissolved, and then Revolution happened, and you find there's crossover between the two brands. Yeah. But it just means what, they complementing each other, or they should just be a brand. No, they should totally keep working together. They should. Yeah. They should stay independent and keep going their own little ways, and like just say because Pusher, like I have original Pusher holds in England, which are sitting in a box, and I need to get shipped here because I love Pusher holds. Like, I have the entire original Pusher range from when they first came out, sitting in a box, and it's like they're such good shapes. Like even their crimps when they first did them, they still had a little kind of slightly round edge. They weren't sharp. You could train on them. And had a little wall. It was beautiful. But Revolution's like, from where obviously Pusher went down because of some advertising misfortunes. It's interesting the way that Revolution went. They've kept very on with the screw-on drive, which is always super nice because Revolution I think makes some of the nicest screw-ons on the planet. That's for sure. Pain in the ass to move around the wall. Screw-ons always a pain. Yeah, and they're a dying breed too. We have more and more synthetic walls going up, and screw-ons are a hard thing to find. Since everything at our place is wood, we have a lot of the screw-ons. You just like everywhere. It's like because it's funny. Like I love a good jib, especially a good big jib. Yep. I really enjoy them. Friction still make pretty good screws. Yeah, like the last Friction order that we had was the whole line of every single screw-on that they had. I think we were one of the first to have the little triangle pyramid ones. Oh, those are really good. I know. Those are really good for volume. So. I love those from Friction, but I really don't like the pocket protectors. Too big. Too big, too tweaky. For me, it's just too big. They break, they chip, as soon as something hits them, they're gone. So anything from the Revolution line that really, springs to mind? In a good way or a bad way? Both. Good way, diamonds. Good set of holes, yeah. Diamonds are good. If you want something pinchy, you've got it. If you want something compressy, you've got that too. Abstract would be the bad part. For me, holds should be more function than fashion. So that's your personal preference? That's my personal preference. Is that you personally, or you personally as a route setter? Personally as a route setter, okay. Definitely. Like it's cool when the hold looks good, but if it looks good and it's useful, it's better than just looking good and having just too much to it. This kind of segues into the next company, which is always a point of contention, especially between me and Dustin, is Technic. I have a hard one for Technic too. Now I know I walked into a trap since I said that they should be more function than fashion, but I think Technic is right on the line between both. They're really cool to look at. If you have route or a problem set in Technic, people want to climb on them despite the difficulty. I find that it just attracts people.
Technic holds are very, very pretty.
Yes.
And when I say pretty, I mean because they're simple, just smooth. Ergonomic is the term that should be actually coined with Technic every time you speak about Technic, is they're very ergonomic shapes.
Yeah.
You know, there's no, apart from maybe the flaps and a couple of their smaller screw-on ranges, they're very, very big, wide, open, slopey, comfortable shapes.
Yes.
That's a good thing because, although unfortunately commercial gym setting, and especially commercial climbing, has gone two ways. There's the people who want to train. I want to train on big, slopey, nice, you know, I want to climb a 514, but I want to climb it on something that's not going to rip my fingers to absolute shreds, right?
Which, again, their texture is good. You know, it's good to train on, but if you're going to set for a comp, you can get a lot of mileage off those holds before they get greasy. Yeah,
I actually admit, when I go to Tour de Blocks and I see a Technic route, I will hit it, even though, you know, I'll warm up, I'll hit it earlier rather than later, that's for sure, because their texture does, once it gets a lot of chalk on it, especially in the good hitting areas, you're kind of screwed, that's for sure.
Yeah. I find the opposite. I really, really dig the texture. And I mean, we do keep some popular problems up for quite a while, and I've had some problems up with Technic holds that just stay good. You know, they do need a solid brushing.
A day good.
they do need a solid brushing,
but climb that day good.
Day good. But yeah, I really dig their texture.
So two holds especially, or two sets from Technic that I know you would have run into, that I want to specifically talk about because we reviewed them recently.
Yep.
There's these are two different routes. There's the half-fat slopers that we're coming up and reviewing soon, and the hard math, which are mathematics are one of my favourite sets of holds of all time. I want to talk specifically about the Talons.
Yeah.
And the NKR1.
NKR1's timeless.
It is.
NKR1 is one of the evilest fucking holds out there. You know, if you want...
Oh, it's easy.
I know, but if you want to force a fall on one section of a problem or one section on a route, you shove that there.
Yeah. Now, the Talons.
I love the Talons.
I know, I love the Talons as well, but you and I are going to differ on a slight point.
Okay.
Which is funny because Dustin thought the NKR1 had been redesigned, but it's still the same shape.
Okay.
The Talons, me and Dustin are in the same frame of mind where we think that the Talons should have been mirror images.
No? I don't think so. I think the Talons are perfectly the way they are. And I would actually elaborate that set and make smaller Talons and...
Oh no, God.
You know, like, fuck, I think Talons should be an entire set, not just two holds on their own. The mirror image thing, I see where you're getting at it, but I think it really throws people off when, kind of from afar when you're looking, it looks like a mirror image. It looks like the same hold.
They are deceptive. They do look like there's, like, you know, both of them are going to be the same, whether it's not where it's going to go. One of them's like the high's better, the other one the low's better.
Yeah.
But once you know that, you look at that hold and go, whatever. Like, even if they did like two sets of mirror images so you could play with people a little bit, that'd be better. Because mirror image holds, like, especially for a route set, especially for me, sometimes when I want to set a specific move because I'm trying to work a weakness, I want to have, you know, the left-hand bias, right-hand bias of a hold. And there's not many people, apart from system holds, there's not many people that really, really do that. But I know you were saying with friction earlier, with friction holds, you know, they're comp pinches.
Yeah.
You know, there's an interesting left-hand, right-hand bias to those.
And they feel just completely wrong if the wrong hand's on it.
But what's funny is, when you say one of the friction holds, which is, strange enough, the next company coming up, when you go through and look at it, it's like, and you hit it, it's great for a right hand. But the thing is, what I feel that Friction didn't do properly was they should have offered a left-hand, right-hand bias, because they're comp holds. Now, for a competition route setter or a route setter generally, having the option of left-hand, right-hand bias opens up your sphere of movement.
Yeah.
Now, trying to set your move with a right-hand bias hold and, you know, being a left-hand move, you're like, okay, you'll go to a different hold every single time.
Yeah.
So, what I'm saying, in a very long-winded way, as per usual, is that Friction should have done those comp holds, not the chrome domes, but the comp pinches. They should have done those left-hand, right-hand bias, and they should have gone, here's a set of holds, here are your pinches, because there's only 5 in the range if I remember. 5, there should have been 10, and it should have been obvious left-hand, right-hand bias, because it's comp holds.
Yeah.
Because, you know, there's not enough, I don't think there's enough of that going around the market, to be honest.
Yeah. But, I mean, that's what we were talking about earlier too, is that the big problem with those pinches, and I know we're getting to those pinches in a bit, is that there's just not enough.
Actually, we're already on that. Friction logo would have already arrived.
Alright, so Friction's already up there. There's just not enough of them. You know, and it goes for the whole comp series. They're amazing holds. I personally love the dual tacks on them. I love the left-right-handed bias, but there should be more. Not necessarily mirror images, but right now, what I saw,
range of holds.
That's it. In that set of 5, you have 3 right-handed, 2 left-handed, and after a while, you run out of combos on how you can use those.
Because, like, you know, you've got the chrome domes, right?
Yeah.
I love the chromes. I love the way that there's a fairly good defining line between the dual texture. Fairly good, not brilliant. And there's the dual texture, which you can stand on. It ain't that slick. It ain't that slick. It's not DRCC, it's not hold slick. It's good.
It's pretty fucking slick.
It's pretty good, but it's not that good. I can get a thumb catch on it. Like,
man, I've yet to see a thumb catch.
I can thumb and move on it, but I like dual texture holds an awful lot. Like most of my repertoire is dual texture holds. But like hats off. I was wearing hat to Luigi for doing what he's done.
Yeah.
I feel that he's kind of pulled it half out the bag with like expanding the friction range. I think he's pulled it half out the bag. And the other half is, and now where's the rest of the holds? It's like you've done it, and you've done it well, not brilliantly. Don't get me wrong. I'm getting so much trouble. I love you, but I feel that he could have. If I had a hold company, if I was going to do a comp range, I would have pulled it like, just dropped bombs everywhere. And don't get me wrong, dual texture and doing holds that are comp specific are very, very hard things to do. Pockets, the pockets they have, especially. You'll throw out more foam shaping pockets than you will with any other hold. But I really wished he just pulled it out a little bit more. But that's my personal preference.
I'd like to think that he's not done and it was just an experiment to see if it would work. I think it works, and I'd like to see more. Like, I'd like to see 3 5-hold sets of those pinches. You know, I'd like to see even bigger chrome domes.
Those,
you know, like,
those pinches are. I've got very small hands. Pretty compared to you. Those pinches are wide as hell.
Yep.
And at some point, there's a limit of how wide a pinch should be, where someone's going to have to go in and they have smaller hands, got to the finals, whatever, and they're going to have to try and match. You know, essentially on a scooped flat edge, or a scooped edge, or a scooped flat edge, depending on the hold. It comes down to a point of you have to think about that as a route setter. And what I was kind of, because I know that I got a slight flum pain from a couple of them, because they are so wide. I'd actually set those slightly more as, you know.
But again, they're like in a different set. Like the 5 that he has now are great. You know, 5 narrower, 5. I'd even go a bit wider with those. You know, like
you're a psycho.
I am. I mean, like that's what I like. There's a
set of contact pinches that I'll show you, that I have, and one of them, I'm not joking, is probably about this wide, and I can just about get fingertip, thumb tip on it.
Yeah.
And I can pull it, and don't get me wrong, I can do it, but because of the slightly rounded edges, that's the only reason I can hold on to that. If I want to spit Chris off of the wall, I'll pull those up and play a pinch route.
Yeah.
Like every single time, and just Chris, bonk, 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 floor, and it's like.
That's. And to me, that's the only thing. I'd like to see more. Where I think he nailed it with the comp series is the comp crimps. Small, round discs, dual tech, so it completely cancels out your thumb.
It's hilarious because I actually have to review those, and I tried to climb across those on the ceiling.
Why would you do that?
Because I'm a psychopath.
Okay.
But they're on volumes, not not flat on the ceiling. But
I mean, like the deep as a bump. But anyway.
Yeah, but no. Joe, even on a flat wall, those holes are hard.
Well, but like to me, he nailed it with that comp series.
Yes, totally.
And there's 10 of them. Yep. If there was 10 of every comp series, even the chrome domes, they're spectacular. I'd like to see maybe a bit bigger ones and like
smaller.
Yeah, that's it. You know,
but the thing is with the crimps, I'd say with the crimps, he could have gone 50 wide on that.
Definitely.
Flat out. It's like 50 wide. You want like, like in cut and like just like in cut slope, and even then like there's always the variation of like just the corner right hand left hand bias of a bit that's slightly textured, so you can just get your thumb on it, and it's still because those holds even on a flat wall are pretty tentative.
Yeah.
Tentative.
Yeah.
Tentative.
I think it's tentative.
Shit. You're gonna have to edit that one.
Tentative.
So those holds. So those holds, even on a flat wall, are pretty tentative. I'm going.
It's tentative.
I'm going with that word.
Tentative.
Don't know if it's right. Pretty fucking hard. Easy. You all understand that. But a little kind of like just a thumb-sized.
So just a bit more of a...
No. Where they've got it, where it's like texture on top, and they've got like dump, and the rest is dual texture.
And just like a patch.
Just a patch, just for the thumb. That would be fucking amazing.
Yes,
left hand, right hand bias.
What makes me love that series is that there's no thumb to it.
Yeah, but
there's fucking no thumb to it.
Of course, there's no thumb. But if you had it, it's like this hold, bonk. No, because none of them are left hand, right hand bias. They're all pretty well all over the place. Get it, it's a dump. This one's got a right thumb patch. This one's got a left thumb patch. Done. It'd be brilliant because you'd set a route at the gym. People see this hole, just like, and they'd be coming up and they'd be looking at the hole, looking for the thumb patch, and it's like sometimes there's one, sometimes there's not, sometimes there's nothing. It's like, how the fuck will you set? How the fuck will your clientele? I guess it'd be brilliant.
Yeah, that's true.
Just a little thing.
Yeah, that's the problem with smaller sets, is that after a while, people will know how to grab that hold. If you have 50 of those comp crimps, like you said, some with thumb patches, some with not, it throws people off.
Totally. And last company, and this is going to be...
This is my favorite company.
It's your favourite company.
Yeah,
I'm going to roll up my sleeves for this. Soil. I don't know the reason behind this, so it's going to be an interesting conversation.
Okay.
What up with Soil?
I'm going to be very diplomatic with Soil and...
Pretty good plan.
Fuck Soil.
Holy shit!
No, seriously. Like, they're a climbing hold. That's it.
Well, there's them and
they're colorful, they're cool to look at. Usefulness, just not that much.
It's funny because Dustin loves the knuckles. He says they're great for beginner routes. You can play with them an awful lot. Like, we've got a bunch of Soil holds.
Yes.
The thing is, there's nothing new on the planet, right? You're always gonna have holds that feel very similar, especially when you have the same shaper between companies and whatever else. But what's your beef? You have a beef with Soil?
I just think that their main drive is to be just too artistic. Okay. Instead, to me, a climbing hold just has to be useful. It has to feel like a fucking climbing hold. You know? Yes, I know comp climbing, indoor climbing is exploding right now, and you need those colorful, cool to look at holds. You need it to attract people.
For a competition, they don't have to be colourful in any way, shape, or form.
But they do have to attract the climber to them.
It's a competition. No, if this competition is like, especially for like ABS or whatever, it's like, here's what you're climbing. You can put your holds on there and like see through. It doesn't matter. Chances are, if you've got holds in the ABS, you've also got banners like just all over the place because you paid through the arse to actually sponsor it.
But to me, it's just you see them on the wall and then you actually grab them and you're like, I just don't feel it just doesn't feel nice climbing on soil holds.
So whilst I have your eye up a little bit, you know, Seoul was opening their gym, which looks fucking amazing. Yeah. It does look amazing, especially the big eye feature they have. You know, they have an energy drink.
Really, yeah?
Seoul actually has an energy drink.
That's nice. We need more energy drinks.
Yeah. And myself,
what?
I'm sure that they've put a lot of R&D into it, and it's sort of wonderful. Yeah. Fuck that. Like, they're a climbing hold company that opened a gym. Hats off. They've expanded from when I knew them from way back in the day to where they are now.
Yeah.
They have a gym. They have a hold company. They have their chalk. They have their grip wash, which is Benki's from the UK. They have their grip wash, and now they have
an energy drink.
Yeah.
That's
bullshit. Is for want of a better word.
Well, I mean.
Because you and I are always going to complain about mass commercialization, says the man wearing a pair of Adidas approach shoes, and mass commercialization of the industry, right?
Yeah.
So, and here's the question, energy drink, I've already said my piece, energy drink, pushing it a bit too far?
Pushing it way too far.
Too far?
There's already way too much energy drinks out there. To me,
none of them are good for you.
That's what I was about to say. Like, to me, it's not a healthy choice on a pick me up. And I mean, what happened to coffee? You know, like, like coffee is delicious. It's not the healthiest thing out there, but it's not gonna give you a fucking heart attack, and it's natural.
Okay, I mean, like which wonderfully leads us into our next one. We didn't plan this.
Nice segue.
Yeah, segue. Jesus. So let's talk about something that I'm really excited about.
Yes.
Like really excited about. Like almost to the point of having a broner on. Like Punch Knuckles. Okay, Ivan Green. You'll know him. He was the Red Bull sponsored athlete for years and years and years. Big motherfucker, glasses, tattoos.
Rip this one.
Just huge. Like, you've seen, it's like you watch him on video, he's like Obi Carrion for intensity of just like, holy shit. You weigh how much? You should not be climbing that. He was sponsored by Red Bull. I learned this the other day because I was speaking to him. And he started a coffee company, which I learned through Dave, called Punch Knuckles.
Punch Knuckles Coffee.
Punch Knuckles Coffee. And most people don't know, I used to work for a coffee company way back when. I'm a trained barista. You know, I can work the big machine, whatever else. I'm a coffee snob. I love my coffee, and Dave sent me a bag of Punch Knuckles Organic.
Delicious bag.
Yeah, like, seriously. That's, like, Punch Knuckles Coffee, like, I'm going to say Punch Knuckles a bunch. Punch Knuckles Coffee is, So, you're against energy drinks, but you're for coffee. Explain yourself.
It's natural. It's been around forever.
Okay.
Despite a lot of people saying that it's not healthy and that you should drink tea and all that stuff.
Tea's got more caffeine.
I know.
Tea has more caffeine.
Let me finish.
Teabag tea has more caffeine.
Let me finish.
I'm English. I drink tea a lot.
There's no 100% conclusive research to say that coffee is bad for you.
There's no 100% research saying that cigarettes will kill you.
There you go. But there's shit ton of research that says that energy drinks is too much for a body to handle.
Fair enough.
So why go for the energy drink when there's coffee and delicious coffee out there. And I'm not just saying Pudge Knuckles, because there's a shit ton of good coffee out there.
But just Pudge Knuckles.
It is the best. I mean, there's a lot of good Plan Bs out there after Pudge Knuckles, but why go for the energy drink?
Well, you for a climber, I guess you've got protein shakes.
Okay, that's going to be another. That's going to be another talk later.
Protein shakes, which is always interesting. Like you should always take so
beef jerky.
Yeah, so much protein after climbing, whatever else. Like, and then you've got like, oh man, I wish I could remember their company. We did a review on their stuff, which was like they had an energy drink to like drop lactic acid, and it was actually alright, but it made your pee smell like you'd been eating asparagus for a week. And it was Dago Green.
But I mean, they have the vitamin supplements for climbers too, like endorsed by Chris Sharma too. I mean, like, this is where climbing seems to be going. Just to go back to I mean, coffee. It's delicious. A lot of people think that it's easier to bring a can than to bring a thermos of coffee, but for the deliciousness that it procures, there's no reason why you shouldn't have coffee on hand if you need that pick me up.
I'll go down. I'm obviously I'm in Montreal, and there's 3 places I will drink coffee from. There's Cafe Olimpico, awesome coffees. There's Falco, which is a Japanese coffee place, and they use the vacuum thing, which they always change their coffee every day, but it's the vacuum filtering process makes a wonderful, wonderful coffee. And I'm taking my Pudge Knuckles in there this week, ask them to grind it and then vacuum do it for me, because I only have a crappy Cuisinart here. And then there's Lily and Ollie, which is down on Notre Dame near Alliot, which makes quite possibly the best latte I've ever tasted on the planet. Like the best thing. Like, I'm a complete coffee snob. I work for a coffee company, and you know, I drink my used to drink my Maxwell House, and you know, like oh man, what's the company called? There's a really great company that makes Kicking Horse. Kicking Horse coffee is you know, there's like, for me, first thing in the morning, there's Kicking Horse coffee, there's the 454 horsepower and some other stuff that's really, really quite good coffee, and I was super happy to learn about Kicking Horse coffee. And then you sent me a bag of Pudge Knuckles, and I'm completely ruined. I'm ruined because even though it's an organic blend, it's a very dark blend.
Yeah.
I drink coffee 4 or 5 times a day. The first time I tried that, I didn't drink coffee like all day until like 3 o'clock. It's just like 2 mugs in the morning. I'm like, it kind of, I don't know. I'm sure it's full of caffeine. I'm flying off my tits while I'm walking down the street. But it just, I don't know. It just evened me out a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a really weird. You should try it. Go to pudgeknuckles.com.
Yeah.
Try it. It's a very good coffee. It's got it's an amazing smell when it's brewing. It evened me out. Something that's really weird.
It's not like a uber violent kick that gets you all twitchy and disgusting, but it slaps you awake, and you don't need to keep pounding it back to keep that high. It'll keep you up for quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm actually yeah.
I'm just curious to try the other brews, because all we've
I had the espresso coming in next week.
So do I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a free T-shirt as well.
So do I.
I need one of those mugs. I'll pay for it.
Pay for it. Yeah, next week I'm getting the 5 boroughs. I'm getting the espresso. I'm getting the decaf French roast stuff. I hate decaf. There's been a demand for it. I don't believe in decaf, and more of the East Coast Thriller. So
look, Dave's bringing this stuff in from New York.
Yep.
Down in the boroughs. For Canada right now, Dave's the guy for it. Hit me up. I'll send you his email address so you can actually go and get some coffee, and he can send it off to you, because he's bringing it in very large amounts.
If you want it even quicker, pudgeknuckles.com.
Yeah.
There's a minimum 3-bag order. But yeah, the website's really sick. There's some awesome merchandise, and
3 bag is right now I drink coffee every morning with, is it a 12-ounce bag?
Yeah, 12 ounce.
12-ounce bag, and I grind coffee every morning and have coffee, and it's like done. This just turned into an advert rather than an interview.
That's okay. You can cut the ad parts out of it.
No, I'm fine. But it's funny. It's like, so let's get back to our original point.
Yeah.
Punch Knuckles versus energy drink. I'd rather drink Punch Knuckles.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Just because it's a more predictable awakening, if you will. It won't shoot you up. And I mean, it's not a branch of a climbing hold company, which is completely ridiculous.
No, it's a branch of a climber, which I find very interesting, where someone who's left, because Ivan was actually a Red Bull sponsored athlete, and he started this climbing hold company. Coffee company, sorry. He started a coffee company because he gave up on the energy drink thing, and he's gone to a coffee company, yeah. And I'd never tried it before last week, and I'm really quite surprised how good the coffee is. For a climber, I'd loved the interview. The interview of Ivan Green, strangely enough, is coming, hopefully, once his ADD actually calms down and he actually gets near a computer and actually types the answers.
It's true. You should just send that part to him.
Yeah. He'll just keep playing it in a loop. Once Ivan actually gets around to answering the questions, we're going to have a back and forth for a bit, and we'll talk more about coffee, because I love coffee. Hopefully you love coffee,
yeah.
Which is kind of strange. He loves coffee.
Yeah, I love
Dave,
coffee.
Dave doesn't like coffee. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, Dave, sir, thank you for seeing and shooting the shit. Let's eat some food, get pissed, and go home.
Let's do that.
Alright?
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you.